Shalom, shalom. How's everybody doing today? Hope good. And basically, I want to discuss Halloween, the origins of Halloween, how Halloween came about, proving that the origins of the roots of Halloween is still in existence today. The same people that started it are the same people that's running it. There are gods or demons or evil entities behind the worship of Halloween. So I want to start with Syriac or Sirach, Ecclesiasticus. We call it Sirach or Syriac. 19:5. Whoever takes pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. So there's no way around that. Sand is for the children, and just like they do most of the holidays, they basically use the children as a front to worship false gods. Because anytime you are observing any holiday, you are observing a false god at that point. And holiday, Halloween, and Hollywood are all cousins. The Hollywood, of course, was used by the Druids to make magic wands. So anything with that holly on it, be it Hollywood, Halloween, or holiday, it's all it is all associated with magic, witchcraft, and sorcery. Basically, putting lies in your head, getting you to believe lies. When you believe lies and you walk in lies, it's actually it causes brain damage. Causes you to make bad moves. Which the powers that be, they know this, and this is why they institute these things and push these things to keep, especially the true children of Yasharallah, out of alignment, off course, pretty much. So they, pretty much they know what these things do to us, especially us. Esau, well, he actually created these things. When he hooked up with the Canaanites, he learned a lot of witchcraft, which is pretty much Canaanites are those Africans that are into witchcraft and sorcery and stuff like that. So what is the history of Halloween? Let's get into it. Halloween's origins date back to ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. The Celts, who lived 2,000 years ago, mostly in the area that is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France, celebrated their New Year on November 1st. Now we probably would think that these things, it says here 2,000 years ago, but they exist today. This everything that we're going over today is going to be to prove that the thinking of the world is still in line with the thinking of the Celts. And in regard to Halloween, anyway, the Celts and the Druids, which are two of the same. So, and you can identify the Celts today, how they kind of put it in our face today, is the Boston Celtics. And remember their mascot, and I'll put a picture of the mascot. He says, the Celts who lived 2,000 years ago, mostly in the area that is now Ireland. That is mostly now Ireland. So, the Boston Celtics. So that lets you know that they understand, just like many things they put in our face. Like they always say, the best way to hide uh, best way to hide the information from a so-called black person, put it in the book. But the best way to hide anything from anybody is to put it right under their nose. Put it right under their nose and deny that it is what the people find out it is. Vehemently deny that it is what the people say it is after they do their research. So this is witchcraft and the sorcery. Witchcraft and sorcery is basically telling somebody something that is not true and making them to believe that it's true. That's a form of sorcery and witchcraft, to mislead a person. That's witchcraft and sorcery. The Hollywood tree magic refers to historical and modern beliefs about the magical properties of the holly tree, particularly its wood, which was used by ancient druids to craft magic wands. So I said that earlier. That the Hollywood tree was used to craft magic wands because it was supposed to have some kind of magical property in the tree. Now, I said that because now I want to get into druids. Like Drew Hill. Druids. Druids were the educated priestly and ruling class among ancient Celtic peoples, serving as judges, teachers, and advisors who practiced rituals and studied natural philosophy, astronomy, and lore. Known for their strong connection to nature, and keep that in mind, nature. Going to hear a lot about nature in here. Nature. Druids were believed to hold wisdom, a belief in the soul's immortality, and sometimes engage in rituals such as human sacrifice. Just finished speaking about that with the corona. While Roman conquest led to their suppression in some areas, the Druidic tradition persisted, evolving into modern Druidry, which emphasizes ecological consciousness and wisdom. Ecological, nature. This is the reason for the constant emphasis on climate change and overpopulation. This is why they are always into the climate control or the smog. This is why they're so caught up on those things. Because it is a God link to those things, which let you know. And they're saying we got into the ancient. I don't think it's the ancient Celt, but we got into the characteristics of the Celtics. The Druids, like it says, were the priestly ruling class, and they were judges, teachers, and advisors. Judges and teachers and advisors. So we notice even today in this society, this is what we see all day long, especially when it comes to nature. You fight a dog or something like that, you're going to jail. Because they're into animals and they're into nature. Even though they're the biggest murderers of nature, but they have recent years tried to stop the extinction, what is they call it? Extinction, you know what I'm trying to say, of certain animals. So let's get into their role and functions. Intellectual, spiritual leaders. Druids were the intellectual and spiritual elite, a blend of philosophers, scientists, and priests. Judges and lawgivers. They served as judges and oversaw legal systems. Teachers and advisors. Druids educated young men, advised kings and nobles, and acted as cultural and political ambassadors. Keepers of wisdom. They were repositories of communal wisdom, religious traditions, and historical knowledge. Beliefs and practices. Here we go again. Nature worship. Druids revered trees and the natural world, seeing every element of nature as having a spirit. So, nature. Again, climate control, everything that's got to do with green this or green that. Some of the stuff they fight for has got to do with nature. I didn't really research that too deep, but we hear this all the time. Now, get this: the Georgia Guidestones. We're gonna read the first and the 10th commandment on the Georgia Guidestones. The Georgia Guidestones was a granite monument that stood in Elbert County, Georgia, United States, from 1980 to 2022. Now, the first commandment is maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Again, nature. So they actually worship Pan. This is where Peter Pan comes from. Peter Pan, nature boy. This is where that comes from. So Pan is a horned god. That's who they worship, which we know is pretty much another likeness of the Baphomet. So, and that's women when they wear high heels. A high heel was actually made to emulate the animal hoof. So that's where the high heel shoe actually came from. And Law 10 says, "Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature." So they big on nature. Like I said, it's about a God. It's about a God of nature that they worship. And let's get into cosmic connection. They believed in a fundamental link between humanity and the cosmos, studying celestial bodies and natural phenomena. Now I'm going to read a passage out of Ascension of Isaiah, and that's chapter 6, verse 9 and 10. And the Ascension of Isaiah is extra biblical. And then Isaiah basically, before he died, before Manasseh cut him in half, he was given, I forgot who he was talking to, I believe it was another priest. He was giving him, it was actually a king. I think it was Manasseh's father, I think. If I'm not mistaken, it was Manasseh's father. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was Manasseh's father. But because he was telling him what Manasseh was going to do after he died, I believe. But anyway, he was telling him what he seen in a vision where angel came and got Isaiah and basically took him to the different layers of heaven. So I think he went all the way up to the seventh heaven, I believe, or to the door of seventh heaven or something of that nature. But before they even got to the first heaven, they had to go, they had to pass Satan and his angels. Satan and his angels, they had to pass them up. And this is what was going on. And we ascended, so Ascension of Isaiah 6, 9, and 10. And we ascended to the firmament, and I and he. And there I saw Samael and his hosts, or his armies. Samael is another name for Azazel or Satan, Lucifer, just as an evil angel. Samael and his host. And there was great fighting therein, and the angels of Satan were envying one another. 10. And as above, so on the earth also, for the likeness of that which is in the firmament is here on the earth. So Isaiah said, what Isaiah was saying was exactly what's under the firmament. Those small gods that are controlling the disobedient, those that want to do holidays and keep walking out, they're being controlled by demigods, small gods, little entities. They're being controlled, or demigods, which are fallen angels. So they're being controlled by them. That's who they're being controlled by. And what he was saying was, as above, so on the earth also, for the light of that which is in the firmament is here on the earth. So everything the earth is going through right now, as the fighting increases, as the envy, as the strife, whatever bad thing that's going on and increasing, it's because that the gods, those the little gods, the fallen angels, and their demons, their followers, which also are the spirits of the giants, or the spirits of the giants, they're following their lead. So it is nothing but chaos. There's nothing but chaos under the firmament. That's all that's there under the firmament is chaos, and it's being played out here on earth because like the Father said in his prayer, on earth as it is in heaven. So the righteous, the faithful and the righteous are made in the image of the Father. We're made in his image. So Satan and his children are made in his image with his characteristics. The righteous have Yahshua and the Father's characteristics. We are by righteousness, truth, peace, love, joy, things of the Spirit that are pleasing to the Father. So on the flip side, Satan and his angels, the people are made in the image of Satan and his angels. Why so much ugliness, hating, envying on the earth? A lot of it. It's like that's like a main problem on the earth. That's like a big problem on the earth. So, and like it says, as far as the Druids, cosmic connection, they believed in a fundamental link between humanity and the cosmos. Here in the Ascension of Isaiah, it says, as above, so on the earth also, for the likeness of that which is in the firmament is here on the earth. So that's letting you know who they serve. And Samael, it says, and there I saw Samael and his angels, or his armies, like I say, which is an angel. And remember what the people serve. What Halloween, the origin of Halloween, says Halloween's origin date back to the ancient Celtic festival of what? Samhain. Same thing, man. Same thing. So you touch this Halloween, you are a Satanist. You are worshiping the devil. Say it's for the children, and I'll say again, we have to get to the point where we got to let people that want to I don't care if they go to church and they play like they know the book, because they don't. They really don't. So it's all coming down to doctrine. It's pretty much coming down to doctrine, because it's even people. I know people that, come holiday time, around this time, they get quiet. They'll pop back up come January, February with a hardship, want to know what I'm doing because I'm a helpful person or what have you. But these people are getting ready to be cut off. It's time to kill all contact, because I notice certain individuals that I deal with or have dealt with or whatever. I notice right after the interaction with them, things happen in my life. This is not a coincidence, because it happens every time. So we can just call it coincidence, but if every time you talk to a person, or after you leave the presence of a person, the next day something crazy happened in your life, like every time, I don't care how cool they seem, because people talk to you while envying you. They'll and you come bearing gifts. They don't care. Some people just nasty people. They just dirty people. They just fake people. Some that say they are in the truth, or have been in church for years, really wasn't. It's been nothing more than a hustle. That's all it's been the whole time, is a hustle. Some people come around people so they can pull on their heartstrings. So it's no better place to get help than people that believe in quote unquote God. And you got Satan, snakes really prey on those people. They prey on those people. The cosmos is an alternative name for the universe, or its nature or order. Usage of the word cosmos implies viewing the universe as a complex and orderly system or entity. And this is why There are this is why there are stars on the flag, uh, stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. To become a star in this world is a big deal. It's a big deal because and reason being because it when you want to become a star, or you read stars or have anything astronomy, any of that stuff you have to do with stars, you are basically reverencing. It's called involuntarily worshiping of angels. So you are involuntarily worshiping a fallen angel. Anything that has to do with stars in the cosmos. I want to add a little bit more to the stars. The stars, because they're always looking into the cosmos. So they got us thinking that they're looking for another place to live or whatever. But no, actually, they're reverencing their gods. So, are in communication with their gods, where they get a lot of information on how to rule the world and what to do to people and everything. So Jude 1:11-13. Woe unto them. And this is also in reference to their followers. So their followers have these characteristics also. And you notice within this within this passage, it has everything to do with nature again. And this is out of the Bible. So Jude 1:11-13. Woe unto them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for reward, and perished in the gainsaying of Kor. These are spots in your feast of charity, when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. Clouds they are without water, carried about of winds, trees whose fruit withers, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots. Raging waves of the sea, foaming out of their own shame. Here, wandering stars, to whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. So that's what all the star business, the nature and the cosmology, that's what it's all about. And we know NASA in Hebrew means to deceive or lead astray, and it's spelled in Hebrew Nasha. In Greek, planets is actually wandering stars. Wandering stars. You see, the etymology of planet, the word planet comes from the Greek word planetes, meaning wanderer. Reasoning. Ancient astronomers observed that certain celestial bodies seem to drift or wander across the sky, unlike the fixed stars that form constellations. Greek names. The ancient Greeks associated these wandering stars with their gods. So it's all about false deity worship. So don't let them fool you. Don't let them deceive you. The cosmos is studied in cosmology, a broad discipline covering scientific, religious, or philosophical aspects of the cosmos and its nature. Religious and philosophical approaches may include the cosmos among spiritual entities or other matters deemed to exist outside the physical universe. Anytime it's saying entities in here, they know what they're saying. They know what they mean when they say entities. They mean ghost, ghoul, or goblin. That's what they mean when they say entity. Okay, another characteristic of the Druids: rituals and sacrifice. Druids perform public and private rituals, including sacrifices to appease gods or ensure community well-being. And like I said earlier, and I wrote here in the footnote, stellar corona, the outer atmosphere of a star. So that's what a stellar corona is, the outer atmosphere of a star. So that's what the corona jab thing was all about. It's like it says here, stellar corona, the outer atmosphere of a star. And like I said, this country is big on worshiping stars. That's why you have stars on the flag. That's why the United States, why they salute the flag. That's why they fly the flag so much, because it's all about those stars on the flag, meaning those fallen angels that rule through the powers that be on this earth. Those that the wicked that run the world. The fallen angels rule through them. They give them their ideas. They give them their thoughts. They tell them what to do and what not to do. And that's another reason why Trump now, you can't burn the flag. That's why he made so much emphasis on the flag. He didn't say you can't talk against the United States. He said you can't burn that flag. Because that flag is a representation of their God. What God do Druids worship? Druids historically worship various nature-related gods. But their beliefs were diverse, often encompassing a reverence for nature itself. Again, ancestral worship and belief in a supreme being or spirits. Modern Druids vary in their worship, some focusing on the divine essence of nature. Letting you know, the Druids and the Celts still exist today in this society. And the theme of this message is Halloween. So it's just letting you know what Halloween is all about. So it's garbage. We that know the truth shouldn't even be coming near it, shouldn't even be coming close to it. No way, shape, form, or fashion. Only reason that I'm teaching on it, what just so say my people perish because my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It was my job to bring knowledge. This is what I was born to do. This is my calling. This is what I love to do. So I love to bring down this construct. I love it. I hate this place. I hate these people. I hate the people. I hate the ungodly. Anything that's coming out of here that's repentant, of course, they ought to be received and loved. But everything else, which is the mass majority that will not be saved, well, hey, whatever with them, whoever they are. Modern Druids vary in their worship. Some focus on the divine essence of nature, others on monotheistic or duotheistic concepts of deity, others on polytheistic traditions, while also incorporating ancestral honor, seeking wisdom through nature-based practices, incorporating ancestral honor. So this is why they do so many birthdays. Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Washington, Memorial Day, Veterans Day. So this is why they do so, because it's all about the dead. This is a Hellenistic society. This is a Hellenistic society. You know, that's why it starts with hell. Hellenistic. Well, and it also has to do with female deity worship. Helen. So this is a woman worshiping society, and it's a demon worshiping society. Because in a demon worship society, the woman is put over the man. That's how you can always tell a society that is out of order with the highest, with Yasha and the highest, because they exalt women over men. That's always a telltale sign right there. Historical Druids. Polytheism and nature worship. Ancient Druidic religion was a blend of polytheism and nature worship, honoring the many gods and goddesses of Celtic traditions and seeing sacredness in the natural world. Everything nature. Reverence for nature. And they were deeply concerned with nature's powers and considered trees sacred, particularly the oak. And they reverence the tree. The last holiday of this year is Christmas, and that's when they set the tree up in the house at that point, because it's all about the worship of that tree. We think it's about the worship of that tree. Supreme being, their supreme being. Some traditions may have included a supreme being, Baal, the source of all beings, with fire as a symbol. So it says Beal, but they mean Baal. Baal, Satan, Lucifer. Lucifer is their god. Ancestor and spirit reverence. Druids also honored ancestors and believed in the existence of spirits in nature and place. Spirits in nature. So they have a love affair with nature because they basically their gods inhabit people are inanimate objects. Hence is the reason for idolatry. Because their gods inhabit people or inanimate objects. So that's why in this world is so much emphasis put on things. Things and other people, or people worship. That's why, our covetousness. I say that just about every lesson, but that's why it's such an emphasis also on covetousness. Because demons and devils and their gods hide in inanimate objects. Now, Psalms 82:5 says, "The gods know nothing. They understand nothing. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course." So all the foundations of the earth are out of course because of the gods, because of the fallen gods, because of the gods that the people of the world worship. Everything is out of course. Nothing is right. Everything is upside down right now. Now, pretty much said all that just to let you know that there's consequences in moving forward and doing what we want to do. There's definitely consequences. And like the scripture said, because the judgment is not speedily pronounced against the wicked, they have made up in their mind that they're going to do wicked, or they're going to keep moving forward in what they know is wrong. And a lot of people, it's about what other people think about them. Those are the weakest people on earth. Or the ones that worry about, well, if I don't do this for my child, or I don't let my child do this, this person is going to think I'm not a good parent, or what. All this garbage that the United States has just put in place. It's all garbage. It's all garbage. So I'll go over this one scripture here, let you know it's consequences to these things. And we also should avoid the people that continue in these things. We need to start marking out these people that do these things, because they're actually a danger to our peace. And at some point, we got to cut them off once and for all. Because one thing about a demon or a devil or a serpent, they're going to keep making their rounds, have no integrity. So they don't care about being shunned, pushed off, nothing. They still going to keep trying to come around with their doctrine. Because the devil is not going to stop trying to indoctrinate you. And like I said before, it's all going to come down to doctrine. It's all going to come down to doctrine, what God you serve, and your belief system. That's what's going to cause the separation more and more. As he gets closer, it's gonna those two things are going to be more pronounced in individuals. So Sirach 5:2-7. Follow not your own mind and your strength to walk in the ways of your heart. And say not, who shall control me from my works? for Yahshua will surely revenge your pride. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm has happened unto me? For Yahshua is long-suffering. He will in no wise let you go. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin. Be not without fear to add sin unto sin, meaning don't keep doing what you do. Don't keep doing what you do. 6, and say not, his mercy is great. He will be pacified for the multitude of my sins. For mercy and wrath come from him, and his indignation rests upon sinners. Make no tarrying to turn to Yahshua, meaning don't take your time, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yahshua come forth, and in your security you shall be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. So suddenly, just like Yahshua warned, he said he will come like a thief in the night, and like he's saying right there, suddenly. So people that persist in these things, thinking that they're not gonna get punished, are delusional. So we can't keep moving forward in these things. We get into one more scripture too. One more. And you got a lot of things that happen to people. A lot of things that happen to people, and they just brush it off as time and chance. Well, it just happened. It didn't, because in their minds, God wouldn't do that. God wouldn't do that. I can keep doing this, or I could keep doing that. He wouldn't do that to me. Nah, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was because that nigga came over here and he was or I went over there. Blah blah blah. Whatever excuse you come to, you know what I mean, or what have you. You know what I mean. So Isaiah 42, 24, and 25. Who gave Yaakov for a spoil and Yasharallah to the robbers? Did not Asa or God, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his laws. So he asks, who gave him up for a spoil and to robbers? Meaning, why is these things happening to him? Why does this stuff keep happening to him? Why does these things keep happening? 25. Therefore he has poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle. Always an uphill battle with us. We always have to fight. And it has set him on fire round about, yet he knew it not. Meaning he didn't know when things start happening, or when things happen in the world, because the so-called black man so used to oppression, it's just like a normal thing. It was just his time for this to happen to him. But it says here, yet he knew it not. So he didn't know that it was against whom we have sinned. So people don't put two and two together. Then it goes on to say, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. Meaning he didn't think within himself when it says here, and it yet he knew it not, and it burned him. Meaning he got hit. He kept getting hit. He kept getting what we call burned. Something kept happening. Every time something happened, ain't got money for this, or they cut this or cut that. Now I can't feed my children. My car broke down. Just anything that might happen to a person. My wife died. My husband died. My daughter got killed. My son in jail. Whatever. Oh, now they got cancer, or this disease, diabetes, what? And they never, like it says here, yet he laid it not to heart. I'm gonna read it one more time. Who gave Yaakov for a spoil and Yasharallah to the robbers? Did not Asa or God, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. Unto his law. What's one of his laws? In the beginning I said in Sirach 19:5, Whoever takes pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. So they kept celebrating Halloween. They kept taking pleasure in wickedness. 25, therefore he poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle. And it has set him on fire round about, yet he knew not. And it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. So we got to lay these things to heart. We got to start realizing we're only supposed to be experiencing the blessings of Deuteronomy 28, 1-14. Go read those. The blessings of Deuteronomy 28, 1-14 is what we're supposed to be experiencing. We are not supposed to be experiencing the curses of Deuteronomy 15-68. We're not supposed to have, we were not created to go through those things. All those from Deuteronomy 28, 15-68, that's all that is the result of death following Satan. So go read the whole book of Deuteronomy 28, but meditate on Deuteronomy 1-14. That is what we're supposed to be living. That's how we're supposed to be living. That's what we're supposed to be going through. So we're not supposed to be getting hit with none of those curses. Y'all have a blessed one. Shalom.